Hi Gemini, this is your February 2019 reading. We have a beautiful and adventurous month ahead of ourselves. We have a month full of different perspective, different viewpoint, different hopes and dreams compared to what you have thought of or looked at before. Because we have a beautiful new moon happening in your house of faith, in your house of adventure, which is looking at a direction that is different from where you have looked before. It is also coming with Mars in your area of hopes and dreams, combining together with Uranus for the last time in our lifetime, creating a spark of liberation, creating a spark of something different that you want to do. It is sort of setting you free to go after a hope, a dream, an aspiration that you did not think of before. And it is giving you the impetus to sort of engage with people which are different from you, engage with people who are not part of your social network, even being bold, being courageous to reach out to them to create a different set of aspirations that you earlier did not consider, that you earlier did not think. And Jupiter in your house of relationships is enabling you to get support from the quarters you did not expect before. It is expanding your happiness, it's expanding your luck, it is expanding your aspirations to be bigger than who you are right now. And that is the theme of 2019, because we are looking at creating the career of your aspiration, the career of your dreams. Saturn and Neptune, they're together and they want you to give up the old way of thinking. They want to sort of detox your thought process to create a completely new aspiration, a new vision of your career. They want you to look beyond where you are. They want to look beyond who you are right now to think of who you want to become. And then Saturn wants to give you the structure, the discipline to bring about that change, to bring about this aspiration to reality. And this month, in my view, is a pivotal point in that. It is a point of spark where you liberate it psychologically as well as through a network resource to go after a very different aspiration compared to what you have gone out for. And we'll be spending around 9 weeks reconsidering your career opportunities, because your ruler will be in the house of career, in the house of reputation in the world for 9 weeks as compared to the 3 weeks that it spends. And that starts from 10th of February and it will go on till middle of April to result in something that is more ideally suited to you, to result in an outcome that is more suited to who you are as a person, because this is about being true to your purpose, being true to who you are as a person, and not going in the direction where the wind is blowing. This is about you creating your own path. And at the end of the month, we have a beautiful full moon. The full moon and the new moon this month have no challenges. This is a very, very unique month. We have not had a month like that for a very long time, which means that things get unplugged and start moving forward at a very high speed. The second half of the month sees you having a full moon in your home and career axis. So there is something in the equation of your career versus your family life that comes into focus as you're going ahead and looking at different options. Maybe there is a family or a home or a place of living element that you have not considered right now that will become the focus starting from 19th of February all the way to start of March. And there will be considerations on that and reconsiderations on that. But the great thing is that because Uranus and Mars are coming together and they're sort of freeing your old way of thinking, freeing who you are as a person from your old aspirations. They're freeing you from any doubt that you might have in terms of going after your dreams. They are releasing a aspect that is giving you the impetus to go for something different. So this supports the full moon, this whole freedom and this losing fear and the dramatic shift in your psychology that happens in the middle of the month. It is supporting the full moon that is happening at the end of the month. So you can look at innovative solutions, you can look at something that is different and works for you and your family and bring about a balance on that axis. So let's dig into the details of things. This is a very, very gifted month. We should take full use of that, especially when we see that there are new opportunities to interact with people who are different from you. Take opportunity of that, be out and about, meet people who are different from you, interact with ideology that you have not interacted with before. If you could travel, if not, just meet people in your surroundings. Contact people who are different from you. You'll be surprised the kind of support you'll get this month. So let's dig into the details of things now. As we start the month, you're still under the influence of Saturn Neptune synod that I spoke about in the last video. This is essentially you being asked to look beyond your current situation. Saturn is dissolving the old thought process, the old path. Neptune is helping you in doing that. It is asking you to soften your boundaries and look at things that you've not looked at before. It's asking you to reduce your boundaries and let different ideologies in. And while it is at it is giving you aspirations of new career, new path, and that is what comes through this month, because Saturn interacts with this higher aspirations of your career, and it brings about a structure to it. It brings about a structure to your path. It brings about the processes required to make those dreams happen, because Neptune has been in your house of career since about 2011. So it has been trying to recreate your path, recreate your career, and change your viewpoint about what success means, what career means for a very long time. But it slowly dissolves our old path, slowly dissolves our boundaries to let a new ideology in. Right now, Neptune is acting between 14 degree to 17 degree. So if you're born between 5th to 8th of June, you will be you'll be feeling the effect of Neptune very, very strongly. Even a few days ahead or after 5th to 8th of June would be feeling this very strongly, like feeling like you don't know where you're going, but your old path is over, but you don't know where the future is. And that is where Saturn helps. Saturn shows you a path, or at least hones down on you to create one. It is bringing your aspirations to reality, and that is what makes 2019 fabulous, because it is not about empty dreams. It is about making those dreams come true. And you get the impetus at the start of the month, and maybe an opportunity or two, which indicates a path that you can follow, which is different from your previous path. Mars and Pluto are also interacting with each other at the start of the month, so you're getting the power in your aspirations. You're getting this impetus within yourself, in your core, to go after aspirations which are different from before. It is making you ambitious, it is making you bold, it is asking you to leave the old life behind and move into something different. Now Pluto Mars combination is especially very, very exciting for people born around 11th to 12th of June. So if you have planets around 21 degree to 22 degree, you will feel this in your core at the start of the month, this pivot point, this direction, this ambition feeling very strong in your core, that I want to become more than what I am right now. This is whole very, very impactful for all of you, but especially the first 15 days of June, they are covered massively by these aspects throughout the month of February. New moon in Aquarius, which happens on 4th of February, is in your house of adventure. You're taking a leap of faith. You're deciding to do something different over the course of 2 weeks, starting from 4th of February. This is about opening your minds to innovative ideas, the ideas we did not see before. Because Aquarius is a quick acting energy. It is a sudden energy, and it is very, very innovative, even ahead of time. It thinks of ideas that did not come before to us and sort of present themselves to you in a very, very legitimate and very logical fashion. They look like, why didn't I look at this before? So this might come through by you interacting with somebody who's different from you, you going ahead and figuring out maybe a person who is different from you and they're following a path, a mentor guiding you, a foreign influence coming through, you taking a course and realizing there's something more in your life that you want to do, you deciding to legalize and shift to a country which is different from yours, and starting a process to go ahead with that. This is adventurous, this is inspirational, this is very much risk on and deciding to take a leap of faith. But this is not blind risk, this is guided risk. This is you deciding that there is something more in my life that I need. There are tools that I need to acquire which will add to my career, which will help me give another thing to say that I did in this lifetime. They will give me purpose. It will give me a purpose. It will give me something to work with for a long period of time. And this is happening at 15 degree Aquarius. So this has an element of inspiration in it. This has an element of positivity in it. It is shown as 15 degree Aquarius is shown in symbolic astrology as to love, birds sitting on a fence and singing happily. There is a union of perspective, two different perspectives merging together and coming with a third way of doing things. This is happiness out of working jointly together with somebody. So somebody in your one-on-one relationship supports this massively and helps you. It could be a close friend, it could be your partner, it could be a business partner, it could be a client, but there is somebody who offers you the support, the positivity, the open mind to go for something that is different, and they give you the impetus to pursue this. This is especially true again if you have planets around 15 to 18 degree of Gemini. So you're looking at again around 5th of June to 12th of June, massively impacted by this, majorly impacted by this, and in a positive fashion. This is flowing to you. This is easy flow of energy. This is easy flow of adventure, easy flow of an idea just coming out of surprise or out of a surprising discussion or out of sheer luck to you. And you'll feel that it feels like destiny. It feels like luck. When we have a new moon in our ninth house, it feels like destiny. It feels like something that was right in front of us and we did not see that. And now somebody shows it to us because our perspective changes and then we pursue it. With Mercury and Mars coming together from 6th to 8th of February, you act on it as well. It is fast thinking, networking happens, you wake up to this dream and you start interacting with people who can bring that about. At this time, at least till 14th or 15th of February, you'll feel the impetus to go for new, and you should do that. The first 15 days of the month are very much about acting out of courage, acting out of innovation, acting out of a vision which is different from your previous. So if you want to start something new, a new course, and a shift to a new country, or starting a legalization process, or join a course, or join a job which offers you more education over and above what you have. Any of these tools that expand your frame of mind, that expand your knowledge, that expand your experience, that add as a tool to you which will help you progress further in your career, those tools will be easily added to you in the first 2 weeks of the month. And it's the time to start something new. There is no compromise here of viewpoint. This is not about you changing who you are as a person. This is about looking at another's point of view and finding a way which is different from what you thought of previously. Aquarius season is not about compromising. It is about innovation. It's about positive thinking. It's about visionary thinking. It's about going beyond your current limitation and looking at breaking the ones that you thought you have. It is very rebellious actually. It's very liberating and rebellious as well. So you might feel that you're doing something against the grain. You're doing something that you did not think that your family would do or somebody in your family would do. You might feel it's like when we get married to a person who's different from our culture or a foreign person. So this is foreign to us. This is foreign to our ideology. This is a different thing that we did not earlier thought would exist in our life. Then 9th of February, we have Mercury and Uranus working together. There might be some exciting addition to this. Maybe somebody is giving you more ideas around it, giving you more exciting news around it, giving you more exciting ideas around this on what you can do. And there is an urgency this month. You'll feel it in your bones that there is an urgency to get this done because Uranus is at the last degree and so is Mars. You'll feel an urgency to get something through, get it over the line and just close it somehow, and you'll feel that urgency grow around 9th of February because Mars and Uranus will be acting together at the last degree of Aries, which is a very, very critical degree of Aries. This is what I call the declaration of independence. When Mars and Uranus are coming together, they are declaring independence. They're declaring independence from the old way of doing. They're declaring independence from any fear, anything that was holding you back within yourself to go after the value of your talents. Because there's something that is blocking you from realizing the value of your talents. Something is blocking the massive value that you could get out of your existing tools as well. And North Node this year is in your house of finances. This year is meant to grow your finances all the way to 2020, mid of 2020. The prospects are for you to get opportunities to grow value in your career, grow your talent, grow the value you get out of your talent. Now, what is stopping you and keeping you in a stale situation? What is keeping you away from breaking out from a current situation? Is that an internal fear? Is that a fear of change? And South Node, Pluto, Saturn, they're dissolving your fear to change. They are asking you to go ahead and transform your life fully. In order to do that, you have to get rid of, if I can call it, junk, which is the old thought process. This is something in your psychology, in your way of thinking, in you holding on to a past life, which is not letting you progress and take a leap to the other side. And that breaks out on 13th of February. 9th of February to 14th of February is a very, very liberating, very, very impulsive, very much over the top energy. There's an urge to break free. There's an urge to be more ambitious. There's an urge to eliminate any fear, any limiting situation that is holding you back. And you will rethink. You will rethink your long-term goals. You will rethink which direction you're going. You will rethink what are your long-term goals. Where are you going? Those things come into picture and you're asked to break an old mold. We spoke about it in the last video as well. But now with Mars in it, you have the impetus to actually break it. You have the courage to actually break it and take a very, very bold step from 9th to 14th of February. This is all happening at 29 degree of Aries, which is in symbolic astrology, is shown as a conductor who raises his baton, vibrates it rapidly, and he points it to the violin who enter on a trembo. This is called being right in time, being in line with the situation, being in tune with the situation, going with the flow, not blocking the flow. This is the degree of Venus of Marilyn Monroe. This is the degree of Mars of Steve Jobs. This is the degree to go for it and not stop. So it's very spontaneous, very exciting, but at the same time, you might feel almost an irrational urge to break free. So being a little bit careful if you're traveling, especially if you're out and about, being careful that we are not being too nervy at this point in time. And both the Aquarius new moon as well as this energy, this is high on adrenal. It's high on how we act. So being a little bit careful in terms of not hurting ourselves or being too quick to act, too quick to speak, all of those things, being a little bit careful on that. From 10th of February, we also have Mercury, your ruler, going into your house of career. It will be spending 9 weeks in your house of career. There is a turning point. There's a change in perspective that happens when your ruler goes retrograde, and that will happen in March. Your ruler will be going backward in March over the same things that you're thinking about right now. It will go back, rethink, and then do it again. This will go on for 9 weeks, starting from 9th of February, starting from 10th of February. And that is because it wants you to be sure about your decision. It wants you to reconsider, discuss every element. It wants you to figure out and finalize what you're doing. This is happening after a long time. Since I think about 2012, this is the first time that Mercury is going retrograde in your house of career. This is the first time there is a reconsideration, a complete reconsideration of what you do. And there is a turning point in that. And this is especially true if you're born after 7th of June. Or if you have planets between 16 degree to 29 or 30 degree of Gemini, this is very, very true for you. You will see this reconsideration come about and being ready for that. Whatever is being discussed about career, starting from 19th of February this month all the way to March, there will be iterations of it which will come through. Then on 14th of February, we get some ounce of stability, something settling down for you to consider your options and figure out how to move forward with them. The energy till 14th or 15th of February is all about impetus, all about breaking out, all about going away from norm and doing something different. After 14th of February, we'll look at stabilizing what we have, and the energy also shifts very much towards your personal life after that. 13th, 14th or 15th of February is your moon. You'll feel an emotional reset come about, a sort of a time to assimilate and figure out how to take this forward. Then from 16th to 20th, we have Saturn and Neptune working together, and you'll be working on figuring out how do I make this happen. You'll be interacting with people in your office who are different from you, or in your career field, or in your business, who are different from you, and you'll be getting more inspiration about it, getting more ideas about it. It's the time to talk about it. And the appeal at this point in time, if you have to appeal to somebody who's an authority, who's a mentor, who's different from you, and you want some inputs from them, or you want an opportunity to come out of your discussion at this point in time, the way to go about around this time, because your ruler is in Pisces, it's the time to appeal to the emotional side of it, to appeal to the psychological side of it, versus focusing on facts. I'm not saying that we should not talk about facts, but there are two kind of advertisements, right? One advertisement is fact based. I did 20 of this, I did 10 of this, I did 5 of that. And there's another way of going about and doing the whole thing, which appeals to the emotional and psychological side of the audience. So reading the room intuitively and then talking is the way to go, I believe, around that time, especially if you have a discussion around 18th or 19th of February. Better to use more of non-fact based, because facts might be confusing at this stage. You may not be firm that you want to do that. So at this point in time, stating that as a fact and stating your positioning as a fact might not work in your favor at this point in time. That brings me to the full moon of 19th of February, which is happening in the opposite house, which is happening in your house of home and family. So something in your home and family or in your place of living comes for fruition, comes for conclusion, comes to light. There's something that requires your attention, and it's a very positive full moon. It's a very ambitious full moon. It wants you to focus on both the facets of your life, your career, your security, you're wanting to be ambitious in the world, and you taking care of your family, you feeling comfortable in your skin, you feeling comfortable with the place you live in. And this is a full moon which gives you an opportunity to look at both sides of the coin and figure out how to strike a balance between the two. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It has to be a balance between the two. And this is a Virgo full moon. It's happening in the sign of Virgo, and it's all up. So Virgo full moon is always about being realistic, being true to your values, being true to who you are as a person, and then being true to your strengths and weaknesses, and then deciding something. But it is a very, very ambitious full moon. It is coming with a star called Regulus, which is known for Margaret Thatcher, which is known for most ambitious rulers of the world. It is known for Winston Churchill. And you're looking at being aspirational to fulfill your security, to fulfill your emotional needs as well. You want to pay attention to your family. You want to take care of you want a great place of living. You want to improve the place you live in. You want to acquire a property that is more true to who you are. How do you manage that with you wanting to do something different in your career? That is the theme of this full moon, which will continue till 5th or 6th of March. And this theme will continue, as I said, for the next 9 weeks, because we are looking to resolve and come to a conclusion. Venus and Pluto meet together after this full moon around 22nd of February, which will give you more power within your heart. It strengthens your heart to make a difficult decision. It will strengthen your heart to make an objective decision to some extent. Mercury and Pluto together around 22nd and 23rd of February, it makes it a great time to interact with the authority figure, to give an interview, to talk to somebody about your aspirations, to give your power, to display your power in your career, to display your power, your sense of depth, your sense of intuition, your sense of being able to go beyond what is on the surface and display that in form of a project, in form of actual work that you produce in office. It's a great time to do that, or in your business. So 22nd, 23rd of February, you'll feel very deep, very strong, very, very powerful to produce something that is very authentic to you. It could be in form of a conversation or an actual piece of work that you do and deliver at the time. Then the end of the month brings Sun and Mars together, which is very, very energetic, but it energizes your work not just with physical power, but with faith. You're working on having faith in your future. You're looking to infuse more faith in which direction you're going in. As I said, Mercury will be in an intuitive sign for the next 9 weeks, and Mercury is your ruler. Using your intuition, your power to figure out things with your eyes closed and focusing on What do you truly love? What brings peace to you? What brings emotional strength to you? This is the time to consider that and make a decision. Venus will meet Uranus in March as well. So there is a clear cut decision that is happening in your heart. You're deciding something and you're moving ahead with that. I like when a month is directional. I like when there are turning points. And this month is definitely, I feel, a turning point for you. Keep looking at opportunities coming your way. Interact with people who are different from you. Be out and about and meet people, especially till 14th or 15th of February. Do that. Good luck for it. Happy Valentine's Day and have a great month ahead. Thank you.